For your voice. Like keep it
And
low.
start whenever.
You gotta read the title narrator?
Well, I don't know, am I?
Sure.
Zeram. Interior. Rieger's clinic, night. Eric paces with clenched fists as Rieger tightens a bandage around Alistair's torso. A bloody towel lies discarded on the side of the examination table.
You idiot!
How many times are you going to say that?
Don't give me that, old man. He's an idiot, and he needs to know it.
Alistair and Eric glare at one another.
I didn't need help.
It is possible he could have held it onto his own.
Alistair warily eyes the doctor while Eric shoots daggers at Rieger.
Picking sides now?
Rieger raises his hands in admonition and backs out of the room.
Good luck.
Alistair stares at Rieger in disbelief. Eric strides the length of the room and stops in front of Alistair.
What were you thinking?
Alistair slowly turns his head towards Eric.
I thought you were starting to trust us. We were starting to trust you.
I do trust you.
Clearly you don't.
Eric jabs a finger toward Alistair's chest. Rieger and Margaret peek in from the doorway of the house to eavesdrop on the two men.
If you trusted us, you wouldn't have even thought about running into the woods to bleed out. You would have helped us instead of running away like a coward.
Rieger's eyebrows raise. Margaret flinches. Alistair sits as rigid as a rock.
You don't trust us. Even if it wasn't for me dragging you out here when we met, you would never have come within a 5-mile radius of here.
Alistair shifts his gaze away. From the doorway, Rieger tucks and Margaret purses her lips. Alistair speaks slowly and carefully.
I trust you, Margaret and Regan.
Eric collapses into a chair and covers his face with his hand. He heaves a deep breath.
The whole camp is trying, Alistair. What you're not doing is giving them a reason to trust you.
Alistair's hand brushes against his arm span.
A reason to trust me?
Yeah, you're like a boulder. Uncrackable and unfriendly.
Alistair's eyebrows snap together.
I'm not unfriendly.
Yeah, you are.
I helped with the scouting team.
By the skin of your teeth.
Alistair huffs and rubs his torso.
This is the most interaction I've had in years.
I couldn't tell.
Rieger and Margaret both cringe in the doorway.
That's just mean.
Eric does have a point, though.
Alistair sighs. He glances at Eric and then gazes at the floor.
What should I do then?
Eric throws his arms up dramatically.
Be more friendly. Volunteer to help. Talk about yourself for crying out loud. You're a block of cement that can walk.
Alistair's brow twitches.
Let's start on the last one. Tell me about that armband.
Alistair reflexively wraps his fingers protectively around the leather armband. Margaret leans forward and nearly topples into the room.
Take it off.
Alistair shakes his head and opens his mouth. His forehead develops wrinkles. His mouth closes. Slowly, Alistair unties the leather armband. A silver locket swings free. It glints brightly in the room's dim light. Eric frowns. Margaret and Rieger stare intently. Alistair tangles his fingers in the locket's chain.
Huh. Not a scar. Where's it from?
It belonged to a little girl.
Eric stays silent. Rieger and Margaret hold their breath.
Her name was Risa. She was the second survivor from Camp Gora. The Zerams killed her, but it didn't finish her off.
Alistair pauses and raggedly inhales.
She woke up as a Zeram. She remembered me and what had happened. We tried escaping together.
Eric shoots icicles, but he stays silent.
They caught up to us and tortured her. The wound mutated. She coughed up more and more blood.
Alistair closes his eyes. His hand grasps the locket tightly.
They killed her.
Alistair's head jerks from side to side.
I slaughtered them. Not for the villagers, but because they were torturing her. She was just a little girl.
What happened to her?
Alistair's eyes dull, and his voice falls flat. His grip on the locket slackens.
She begged me. Help me stop the pain.
Margaret's hand rests over her mouth. Rieger clutches his chest in pity, his eyes downcast. Eric's hooded eyes express sympathy.
Questions?
Yeah, I had a line that I didn't... I think it was sarcastic, but I didn't read it that way.
Which line was that?
I couldn't tell. This is the most interaction I've had in years. I couldn't tell. I didn't read it sarcastically.
Yeah, it was supposed to be sarcastic.
Okay.
That's okay. It's a cold read.
I mean, honestly, that's about it. That's like that's the table read.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, any questions about it?
I like it.
Any
Yeah, I have
comments?
no idea what's going on.
I like
but
the shooting icicles.
Yeah, I thought it was a
Yeah.
well-written script.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
I personally noticed that I actually had too much actor direction in it.
Little.
Yeah.
The dialogue was really well written though.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
That's the hardest thing for writing.
Much
is
better than
dialogue.
my dialogue.
It was.
Well, remember, we're not creative writing
That's hard to do.
True that.
Getting non-mechanical dialogue, so it's actually really good.
Mine's actually seriously majorly color coded.
You want to talk about color
I
coded
was.
scripts?
This is my version of procrastination. Is color coding my scripts. Yeah. Any questions?
Is there anything else?
Comments?
What else did you need?
That it?
I thought it was good.
Suggestions?
What's the total length of it?
Huh?
What's the length of the final script?
The total length is 113 pages if you include the
Oh,
title
so
page.
it's features.
Mhm.
Awesome.
And this is actually the midpoint.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's not like first scene. Be like,
Yeah.
yo, by the way.
Actually, on the very front, it says excerpt from For Cold Table Read midpoint.
Oh, right there. I guess that helps. It's fantasy.
Sci-fi thriller.
She just found that out like a day or two ago. She's like, I have a
Originally-
genre for my script.
Originally,
I
I
thought
was
you were
calling
supposed
it.
to find that before you start writing.
It's called
Originally,
Zeram.
I
It has
kept
to
on.
be.
Originally, I kept on calling it an action thriller, but then I talked to my professor about it just recently to try to like narrow it down. It's like, is this like? Here's the details on it. Is it indeed an action thriller? And he's like, well, when is it set? And I said, post-apocalyptic future.
The minute you say that, it's sci-fi.
Yeah, the minute
Yeah.
you say that, it's sci-fi.
When I hear apocalyptic, I'm like, sci-fi.
Yeah.
See,
At post, it's even more.
you can have fantasy post-apocalyptic settings.
Yeah.
World destroyed by magic. Everybody. Like,
Harry Potter.
or you could. There's something. Some is my tongue.
We can call it Twilight. I mean,
We don't speak of that here.
When
Is there
when
a
it was
female in the room?
released, that's when the apocalypse began.
So other than a little bit too much actor directing the actors, you don't have any suggestions for me?
I like how you only have one thing in parentheses. Two. So you're not like, oh,
You know
says
what?
this, says that. Oh, how's their
Actually-
reaction?
Actually, I think that's one of only 2 parentheticals in my entire script.
Sometimes it gets
Wow.
annoying.
Wow, you picked like
Saying
the
this-
golden line.
I always tell actors,
Rapidly.
I tell actors, cross those out. Even
Yeah.
if they're written in there, cross them out.
Well, that's what I
Something
typically do, but I wanted to make sure that that one
Well,
was
see, this one,
definitely
I see
whispered.
where this is necessary. He walks out.
Yeah, he
Says
was-
it.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
You will fail.
But good luck.
That's what I should have.
I would remove that parenthetical actually.
Just remove it?
Yeah.
You think it's kind of implied?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be implied, but like,
What's parenthetical?
like,
A
The
direction.
Rileys, the,
Okay. Now I got it.
okay. So I was going to say,
It's a way
things in
the writer can give direction.
parentheses.
Technically,
Without overstepping their bounds, kind of.
a writer can.
But Rileys do typically overstep the bounds.
Sometimes you can give camera direction, and they know how.
And then they leave
They're
Gallium
gone. Hounds
across.
Yeah, because the parenthetical, I think it's too much actor directing, but it is kind of implied. And then if your actor wants to just say it sarcastically or blandly, I mean, it kind of gives them that a little bit more freedom in that.
Okay.
But outside of that, I would, yeah, just the character direction is really the only issue I can see right now.
Okay.
Because it's written very novelesque.
I like that word.
I got it. Yeah, I kind of. Now that you say
It's a
it,
good
I
word,
kinda
Taven.
get that vibe from it too. It feels like it was written from a novel writer, not nice.
Well, those are
English
those are
major.
sometimes nicer to read, though. As far
It's
as
a lot
scripts.
nicer.
It's
It's
a
not
lot
boring to read.
Yeah, because usually I get bored as shit when I read a script.
It depends on, like, it helps because you can actually envision what it is, but the only issue with that is it's taken away from the director.
I had to read
Yeah.
a script that was completely the first draft that I ever saw of the script. I won't name it. Was
not?
completely written in past tense.
What?
And I told the writer, I went through and I highlighted everything. I was potentially producing this feature, and I said, listen, I can't get through. I got through 30 pages of it. I can't read a story past tense.
No, it's supposed to be present.
Don't
tense.
tell me what the person did.
I
Say
attempted to read
forward. I can't read that. It was like so all through it's like colored in different highlighter marks. It was like, okay, look, give me the new draft in a month without.
Scripts can be hard sometimes. You'll think that you did it right, and then you give it to the director or like the team that's going to work on it, and they have to butcher it. We honestly had to dissect yours and tear it apart and destroy it.
Well, I heard 4 different things
Put
from
it in
4
an
different
eviscerator
people.
and change it completely. Like
It's
it's barely historian anymore. It's
Yeah.
like not even 1%.
I better get it. Did I get a writing credit?
It's based off of.
Okay.
Is what we said.
She begged to help me.
No, the thing is like what I was told from someone
Says
that
the
the
same
teacher
thing.
said it was such a
Okay.
big story in
I
that
don't wanna
time
say
frame that we had to
clunky, but-
focus on one part of his
Okay,
life.
it's
Yeah, that's
kind
true.
of repetitive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of see that. Okay, repetitive on the last page.
Hey Megan, have you seen my purple binder?
You
But
know,
see, here's the thing.
sometimes-
I'm reading a book called Directing Directing
Don't let Jasmine out.
Features with where collaboration between the writer and the director and actors, and they're saying to keep the writer always on board.
See, I don't
It
think that's a
depends.
good idea.
It does.
And it
It's on
depends
a
if you can work on the writer. If
base-by-base.
the writer can work with you on rewriting the script, then keep him on board. If not,
Quick
you gotta
question.
get rid of him.
Any more suggestions or anything else like that? Because if not, I'm going to stop the video.
No, I think that's everything.
You had that running.
I had it running the whole time.
Yeah, you can just edit it down so that all of our bull crap
Like,
goes down.
I'm actually not
It all
supposed to